Hey everyone, it's Lisa here with your wellness and well-being tip of the month. And this month, I want to talk a little bit about something that I've spoken about before. It's called fear and the fear follies that have been going on over the past few years. And I'm sure that we all have our own fears internally and externally. And I've noticed that fear can be a real funny thing. Well, actually, not so funny, but a little bit of fear can be helpful and can keep you on your guard or keep you alert enough to get out of a precarious situation. But if you have too much fear, we all know it can make your life miserable. You can have stress and anxiety. You can actually have health issues, and a whole slew of things can happen inside your body and with your mental state as well as your emotional state if you have too much fear. And so, what I'd like to talk about today is how not to base your life on fear and to keep your critical thinking intact so you can stay rational and you can find out things and find out more facts and assess the situation a little bit better before you go off the rails, right? So to speak. So, when we have fear, our fear pathways are activated. And when those fear pathways in our brain get activated, it actually disactivates, or I would say hinders your rational pathways. And this has been proven over and over again in studies, and I'm sure you've felt it yourself. I know I have. If I get upset about something, I can't even think straight for a few seconds until I calm myself down, right? Because fear can actually just totally interrupt every process that's going on in your brain and your body because now you're in, fright and flight mode and you're ready to go. But we have to keep our rational thinking intact in order to get to where we need to go, right? So when you have fear and it interrupts all of those rational processes, it also it makes it so it's almost impossible or very difficult to regulate your emotions, right? So when you're fearful, you can lash out. You can, some people have really gone crazy. You can do things that you normally wouldn't do if you had rational thinking and you actually took the time to find out more information, right? So today, I want to say that, it's one thing to be fearful of the things that, you deem are dangerous to you. If you're in an immediate dangerous situation, of course, get yourself out of there right away, right? That's why we have, fright or flight mode. And when you do that, you get yourself to safety, right? But if it keeps going and there is no actual danger, it's actually very dangerous to your own well-being, and we know this, right? I know a lot of us have experienced that over the past year and a half, maybe the past I don't know how many years or throughout our life, right? So we need to make sure that we know that whatever fear we're having is rationalized and it is true. When other people might try to instill fear upon you, as we've seen, one of the things that unfortunately the media and journalists use is a fear tactic. And we know this, but we still watch. Well, I don't watch, and I tell you all don't watch, get a little snippet here and there, but know that it's not the whole truth. It never is, because they want to catch you with that headline. They want to catch you with that story because they've only got your attention for a couple of seconds, and they've only got, probably a split second to actually get you suckered in. And it's actually a tactic that they use. Go look it up. You can research it for yourself. Journalists and, media, magazines, television shows, news channels, they all use it. We all know this, right? So just don't let their headlines and one-liners or story instill fear in you, especially if you can, look around and know that you're safe at that moment in time. Like I said, of course, if you're not safe, get out of Dodge, do what you have to do to protect yourself and your family. But, when you have somebody else trying to throw fear at you and you look around and you're not in any danger, then you have to wonder, is this really something I should be paying attention to, or can I just take it in as information, do my own research, and, calm myself down and think about this rationally, right? That's a big one, right? Let's stay rational, as we've seen a few people not stay too rational over the past few years, and it happens. But if we can stay rational, at least we can make sure that we're doing what's best for ourselves, our family, and whoever else we have to take care of. So there's also unfounded fears that can be based on like assumptions or inaccurate information. Not everything that somebody says is accurate information. You might kind of trust that person, but you still want to look it up for yourself and make sure that their perception of it could be totally different than yours. They could be afraid of elevators, but you're not. They could be afraid of something that's in their environment, but it's not in your environment. It's always different. And I say this in every one of my videos. It's not one size fits all. Not everybody's going to be afraid of the same things, right? And like I said, if they're giving you information, that's great. Take the information in, but do your own research. We have to stay sovereign, and we have to make sure that we assess ourselves and know what's going on in our world. Don't let another person's fears become yours just because they tell you to be afraid of something, okay? That sounds like common sense, but I'm noticing more and more that people are just believing anything they hear. And don't even believe me. Look up everything I tell you. I always say that. I am not here to diagnose or cure, any situation, any illness, anything you have. I'm here to give you my opinion and some information. Take what you want, leave the rest, and always make sure you do your own research. I tell you, look things up yourself. And try not to use Google too much. DuckDuckGo is a little better, but I think they still have a lot of restrictions on them as well. But if you can get information from all different sources, maybe you can put it together for yourself and decide what to do for yourself, because you really want to be wary of those people trying to push you into something using fear tactics. And you want to make sure that they don't have like a motive or an agenda, or is there money in it for them, or what's in it for them. Yeah, I mean, a used car salesman is going to push you into one of the most expensive models on the lot, right? Because they're making a commission. You have to really ask these questions. Make sure you ask a lot of questions. I mean, when I was younger, I remember my dad saying, gosh, you ask a lot of questions, but I'm kind of glad that I'm that type of person, because I want to know more, maybe more than I need to know, because I want to be able to make a really good rational decision for myself, and and assess my own situation and figure out what to do for myself. I don't like to rely on other people, and you shouldn't either. And I know I say this a lot, so just keep your wits about you when fear tries to like wash over you, so your rational thinking can stay intact, and we can make sure that we're making the best decision based on facts and actual truthful information. I've seen time and time again, a piece of information, and I'll go, okay, well, that's nice they said that, but where's the proof? And you may say, well, they said it and they showed a picture. And I'm like, that's not proof. Proof is actually, I guess video would be the best proof nowadays, but not just any video. I mean, some people can put together a video to show you anything they want. Mark my words, it happens a lot. CGI is getting really good as well. So you even want to question that. And like I said, you may want to do your own, fact searching, and don't poo-poo, somebody's different opinion. If you're going to be afraid of something, then you better make sure it is something that you really need to be afraid of. And you better make sure that that you can keep your rational thinking intact, so you can get through the situation in one piece, hopefully. Prayers to everyone for that in any situation. So like, to keep your rational mind activated, one of the things I always do is I like to take a deep breath or two immediately. And you want to immediately assess your situation, assess your surroundings. Are you in immediate danger? Is there a lion or a tiger coming upon you, at this moment in time? And if not, calm down. Okay. Once you calm down, if there's no immediate danger, then you take another deep breath and you try to be a little bit more inquisitive. Now, of course, like I said, if you're in danger, get yourself out of Dodge and, get yourself out of the situation as fast as possible. And hopefully your rational mind will kick in somewhere along the line. But, the flight thing might be actually appropriate if you're in danger. But most of the time, I'm going to use the example of watching the news. You're watching the news and they're telling you something and showing you a video, a picture, whatever it is, of something that's going on. and you look out your window and there is nothing going on. Do not let them play with your emotions like that. That's why I don't watch the news. Ever since I was in my spiritual journey many, many moons ago, 30 years ago, I stopped watching it because I was like, it's so negative. And all it does is give me anxiety. And if I want to find out the information, thank God for the internet, I can go look it up, or, I can catch a snippet like of the Weather Channel or something, but even they sensationalize everything. They try to get you all afraid of everything. So just try to keep your news to a minimum and find more trusted sources. I'm like totally poo-pooing the television nowadays. I'm like, this is ridiculous, some of the things that they say. And they act like they know everything. They act like, their word is gold. And it's really not. It's one opinion. Yes, they might have, this document and this and this and this, but there's somebody else over here that also has some good information that might have proof, a document, a video, a study, something. It's not one size fits all, and not one person has it right. So don't let them scare you, into a frenzy while you're sitting in your living room and you're perfectly safe. Okay. So once you assess your situation, ask some questions, do the research, look further into the situation, with open eyes, keep an open mind. There might be some more information out there, or there might be more information that might be coming along the way that you are not aware of right this minute. How many times have we seen that somebody says, oh, it's this, and then no, it's that. What's false today is true tomorrow. What's true today is false tomorrow. I mean, there's so much of that. So you really have to discern, and you don't want yourself walking around with anxiety every minute of the day when it's unnecessary, right? Because it's really bad for our health and our well-being and our mental state. So we want to make sure that we get rid of it as much as possible. And we want to be able to take action rationally, okay? Because the more you take action rationally, the more in control you'll feel, and you'll be able to handle things better. And that's a plus, right? So after you assess your situation and you look into the situation further, and you kind of feel your way and use your intuition where you can. And in my group over at lisampepe.com/group coaching, I teach everybody intuition in my monthly membership. And it's really good to practice it because you'll want to be able to rely on it in a split second. I use it all the time for myself. That way you can actually discern more if something is true or false for you. Just because, like I said, somebody says it doesn't mean it's true for you. So make sure that you can actually hone into your higher self or your inner self, and you can discern, is this for me or not? Is this apply to me or not? What should I do? You'll be able to get some guidance with your intuition. Believe me, it has saved my butt many times. So after you assess the situation, you want to sit comfortably in a quiet spot and take a few breaths, because now you've assessed you're not in danger. Again, if you're not in immediate danger, you'll have the time to sit. And then you want to relax, and you want to put those thoughts or the fearful thoughts out of your mind. Whatever the subject is, you want to make sure that you're kind of like just taking a deep breath. And if a thought lingers, then you can actually hold on to it for a bit and kind of see what other thoughts come in around it. And if you have a pen and a piece of paper, it might help to jot them down. But what I like to do is I like to rationalize that fear and say, well, what can I do that's positive? What can I think of in this situation that is going to put like a positive spin on it, or allow me to take action in a positive way that's going to be like, okay, I can handle this, I can do this, this, and this, and then hopefully everything's going to be okay. So you want to just make sure that you take the time once you've assessed that you're not in any immediate danger, and you want to make sure that you're relaxed enough so you can use your rational mind and let your common sense kick in, and a little intuition, and then you can write down those thoughts or feelings, or just take them and say, okay, I have that thought and feeling about this, and I'm going to use my intuition. I'm going to rationalize a little bit. I'm going to come up with a little action plan. I'm going to take this knowing, I'm going to combine it with some rational thought, and I'm going to create how I'm going to respond to this. I'm going to make a plan, right? That way we feel more in control, and that should also get rid of some of the fear. Just repeat this as many times as you have to. And I can do it like in a split second or two. That's how I've gotten about it. Hold on, calm down, take a deep breath, rationalize, what can I do, right? Then always look into things. Never take someone's word for anything, especially like I said, if there's nothing immediate in your surroundings that's going to harm you, then you need to back up a bit and say, hold on, is what they're telling me true? Is it really going to harm me now, immediately? Might it harm me in the future? And if so, what can I do to mitigate that? What can I do to, take action and feel in control about it? You know what I'm saying? So, and especially when you use your intuition with a little intuitive knowing and inquisitive thinking combined, you can really stay calm and rational about any fear that you have. Now, there's also times where you have a fear, you might just want to avoid the situation altogether, and that's fine too. But at least you rationally thought it out and you decided that that was the plan. That's what you're going to do, right? So just always keep in mind that situations and facts and other important information, can change, can come about. You might not have a piece of information today and you have it tomorrow, or things can just change. Things are always in flux. It's just the way this world is, right? So just because somebody says that something's rock solid today doesn't mean it's going to be rock solid tomorrow. Or, just because, something's dangerous today doesn't mean it's going to be dangerous tomorrow. It just depends. I hate to be so gray area, but everything is always changing and energy is always moving, so you have to really discern and, just make, the best decisions for yourself. Don't let someone else's fear take over, especially your mind, because it'll make you crazy. Literally, it can drive you crazy. I can tell you that. And just also remember that old saying that fear can also be false evidence appearing real. So be aware, stay aware, be awake, be open-minded, and like I said, take your fear, rationalize it out, and come up with a game plan. And don't take everybody at their word. Always look for more information and decide what's best for you and how you can stay calm in the storm. And if you'd like more information about me, you can go over to lisampepe.com or awellbeingawakening.com. On my home page, I've got a bunch of freebies you can sign up for, get in my free group. And if you want personal coaching with me, you can go over there on the personal coaching tab. And then there's a group coaching tab. That's my monthly membership. And we do a lot of fun things in there with well-being readings and intuitive training exercises and all kinds of things to help you in your journey. And you can also see some more videos over there on my video blog. Okay? Well, until the next video tip, I'm going to head out now, and I hope that you will keep all your fears calm and in check, and that you will stay safe and happy and healthy at all times. All right, then. Bye-bye, and have a good day. Bye-bye.